Is there really power in the universe greater than I am? And is it good? And can I use it? Do not we have a right to expect that whatever the intelligence is and the power that put it here certainly knows how to take care of us? Perhaps we just haven't believed. Jesus said, "It is done unto you." By this power, you don't do it. There is a power that operates for you. And how does it operate? It operates as.
Imagine for a moment that you have been playing a rigorous, exhausting game your entire life, only to suddenly discover that the rules you were handed were entirely backward. Since you were very young, society has programmed a specific narrative into your mind. To achieve your dreams, you must struggle, you must fight, and you must exert endless, agonizing effort. We are taught that the universe is a chaotic, indifferent void, and that the only way to carve out a sliver of happiness or success is through sheer, unrelenting force. But what if this deeply ingrained belief is the exact reason you feel so stuck? What if the universe is not an obstacle course designed to test your endurance, but a profoundly intelligent system waiting for your quiet alignment? Consider one of the most fundamental forces of our physical world, gravity. Think about what happens when you hold an object, a stone, a coin, or a pen, and release it from your grasp. Do you ever experience a moment of panic, wondering if the object might spontaneously float up into the sky? Do you ever doubt the outcome? Of course not. You possess a complete, unspoken, and absolute certainty that the object will fall to the ground. You don't need to understand the complex mathematical equations of astrophysics to trust this process. You simply let go, fully knowing that an invisible force will take over and complete the action. Now, I want you to ask yourself a radical question. What if the manifestation of your greatest desires was meant to be exactly like dropping that stone? What if the realization of your wealth, your ideal relationships, and your deepest sense of purpose did not require you to push against the current of reality, but merely required you to step into a current that is already flowing? This is the essence of what we will call the gravity method. It is the profound realization that there are invisible spiritual mechanics operating behind the curtain of our visible reality. And these mechanics are just as reliable, just as consistent, and just as flawless as the physical laws that keep our planets in orbit. Most people spend their lives frantically trying to manipulate their external circumstances. They believe they must force the universe to yield to their demands. But the true masters of reality understand that effort is often a symptom of doubt. When you truly know that a greater intelligence is acting on your behalf, the desperation fades away. You stop trying to build the road, and you simply begin to walk on it. The gravity method is not about doing more. It is about becoming fundamentally certain. To truly master this effortless way of living, we must turn to the profound insights of philosophical pioneers like Dr. Ernest Holmes, who recognized that the fabric of reality is woven with a boundless, benevolent intelligence. This intelligence is not some distant, judgmental deity sitting on a throne in the clouds. Instead, it is a living, breathing energy field that permeates every inch of the cosmos, and more importantly, it courses through your very veins. You are not separated from this power. You are a localized expression of it. Think about the profound mystery of electricity. For thousands of years, humanity lived in the dark, completely unaware that the potential to illuminate entire cities was sleeping invisibly in the atmosphere around them. We did not invent electricity. We merely evolved our understanding enough to build the channels, the wires, and the switches that could harness an energy that had existed since the dawn of time. When you walk into a dark bedroom and flip a switch, you don't doubt that the light will turn on. You don't stress over whether you are worthy of the light, nor do you try to mentally force the bulb to glow. You perform a simple action, trusting a massive infrastructure of power that you cannot see. This is exactly how the hidden power of your consciousness operates. Dr. Holmes taught that the universal mind, this infinite well of potential, is always available, always present, and entirely neutral in its willingness to serve you. It is like a cosmic electrical grid. The problem is not that the universe is withholding its blessings from you. The problem is that your internal switch is flipped to the off position. You are wandering through the darkness of your own life, complaining that you cannot see, while your hand rests directly on the switch of infinite potential. When we operate from a mindset of lack, we are essentially trying to generate power from our own limited mortal batteries. We exhaust ourselves. But when we shift our perspective and realize that we are merely conduits for a greater universal force, the heavy lifting is removed from our shoulders. The universe doesn't categorize your desires by size or difficulty. To the infinite mind, manifesting a new career is no more difficult than manifesting a cup of coffee. It is only our human intellect that attaches weight and resistance to our goals. The mechanism is flawless. It is only our trust in the mechanism that falters. If this power is so accessible, why do so many people fail miserably when they attempt to consciously create their reality? Why do the vision boards gather dust, and the daily affirmations feel like empty lies? The answer lies in a fundamental misunderstanding of how the universe actually listens to us. The cosmos doesn't speak English, nor does it speak any human language. The universe communicates strictly through the language of vibration, frequency, and resonance. Many people attempt to trick the universe. They stand in front of a mirror and loudly proclaim that they are wealthy, successful, and happy, but deep inside their chest, they are trembling with a terrifying anxiety about how they will pay their rent. They are broadcasting a signal of profound desperation while wearing a superficial mask of positivity. The universe cannot be fooled by your words. It only responds to your absolute truth. Consider a fascinating clinical study conducted in Germany, which utilized the SPANE, Scale of Positive and Negative Experience framework, to measure the energetic output of human beings. The researchers sought to discover what specific state of being produced the highest, most powerful magnetic frequency. The results were astounding. The highest frequency was not forced happiness, nor was it a state of artificial peace. The most potent magnetic vibration a human can emit is the frequency of pure authenticity. This means that your power lies in your absolute congruence. When your conscious thoughts, your deepest subconscious beliefs, and your physical actions are perfectly aligned, you emit an energetic signature so powerful that reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match you. If you are experiencing a state of internal contradiction, wanting abundance, but secretly believing you are unworthy of it, you sever the connection to the divine mind. You cancel out your own signal. To use the gravity method, you must drop the facade. You must cultivate a state of undeniable inner knowing. As the mystic Neville Goddard famously taught, the secret to materializing any reality is to completely submerge yourself in the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. You don't hope it will happen. You don't beg for it to happen. You assume the emotional posture of the person who has already achieved the goal. You step into the frequency of absolute certainty. Just as the gravitational pull effortlessly draws the stone to the earth, your authentic, unwavering emotional resonance magnetically draws your desired future into your present moment. Knowledge without application is merely entertainment. To transform your life, you must move from passive consumption of these concepts into active daily mastery. How do we practically apply this effortless approach? How do we consciously flip the internal switch and activate the flow of divine power? The first step is a radical shift in how you relate to the external world. You must stop reacting to your current reality as if it is a final, immovable truth. The circumstances you are facing today, your bank balance, your relationship status, your living situation, are nothing more than the delayed echoes of your past thoughts and frequencies. They are old news. If you allow your current problems to dictate your current emotions, you trap yourself in an endless recycling loop of suffering. Instead, you must become the conscious director of your focus. Begin by implementing the light switch visualization into your daily routine. Whenever you feel the heavy burden of anxiety creeping in, or when you are faced with a daunting challenge, physically pause. Close your eyes. In the theater of your mind, visualize a distinct, solid switch. See your hand reaching out and firmly flipping it upward. As you do this, silently declare to yourself, "I am now activating my divine connection. I surrender this situation to the infinite intelligence." This is not a magic trick. It is a profound psychological anchor that instantly shifts your brain from a state of isolated panic to a state of expansive trust. Next, you must master the art of receiving through gratitude. Gratitude is not a polite thank you for things you have acquired. It is the ultimate state of receivership. When you are genuinely grateful, you are biologically and energetically signaling to the quantum field that the event has already occurred. You cannot be grateful for something you don't have. Therefore, by living in a state of preemptive gratitude, you tune your biological radio station directly to the frequency of abundance. Every single day, take a few quiet moments to intensely feel appreciation for the good that is already flowing toward you. Finally, you must learn to listen to the whispers of your intuition. The divine mind doesn't usually speak in booming voices from the sky. It communicates through sudden flashes of insight, gentle nudges, and inexplicable synchronicities. When you flip the switch and trust the process, the universe will begin to lay out a breadcrumb trail of inspired actions. You might feel a sudden urge to call an old friend, read a specific book, or take a different route to work. Don't let your logical mind talk you out of these impulses. This is the intelligence of the cosmos guiding you along the path of least resistance. As we reach the culmination of this understanding, we must confront a truth so vast that it completely shatters the illusion of the world you thought you knew. For centuries, modern science depicted the universe as a cold, mechanical machine, a place where humans were nothing more than accidental biological specks, observing reality from the outside. But the greatest minds of quantum physics, including figures like John Wheeler, have uncovered a secret that ancient Hermetic philosophers knew thousands of years ago. The universe is not a machine, it is a mirror. Wheeler introduced the concept of the participatory universe, proving that reality itself doesn't exist in a fixed, physical state until a conscious observer interacts with it. You are not a spectator watching the movie of life. Your very awareness is what projects the movie onto the screen. The universe is a fluid, dynamic web of probabilities, and it is eagerly waiting for your instructions. It responds to binary choices, to the yes or no of your beliefs. When you grasp this, the gravity method ceases to be a mere technique and becomes your natural state of being. You realize that you cannot possibly fail because you are not separate from the force that creates the cosmos. You are the universe expressing itself as a human being. You are not a single, isolated drop of water fighting against the tide. You are the entire, boundless ocean contained within a single drop. The struggle ends the moment you realize who you truly are. You no longer need to exhaust yourself trying to manipulate the shadows on the wall. You simply change the light source. You stop pushing and you start allowing. You let your deep, authentic faith act as the gravitational pull that effortlessly draws your dream life into manifestation. So, today, I challenge you to lay down your armor. Stop fighting the phantom battles of the ego. The infinite wisdom of the divine mind is already within you, quietly waiting for you to recognize it. It is time to step out of the illusion of separation and claim your birthright. Take a deep breath, trust the flawless mechanics of the universe, and simply flip the switch. Your new reality is ready when you are. And if you're still here, still listening, thank you. It truly means a lot. Feel free to share your thoughts, reflections, or practices in the comments. This space can become a quiet exchange of insight and encouragement. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening.